Why you can't get into Disneyland in 2022. Welcome back, friends, for another magical roundup. There are so many things to talk about, the least of which was Anna Wintour sighting Minnie Mouse. What? We've got floods, we've got Toontown construction finally beginning, character greetings coming back, and so much more. Let's get into it. And be sure to subscribe and follow on social media so you can be at the forefront of all these exciting Disney news and changes. All right, guys, starting us off on a little bit of a bummer note today, and that is it is going to be extremely difficult, especially compared to years past, to get into Disneyland in 2022. Now, I know I'm not alone in hoping that, the whole Disney reservation system would go away, in a couple years, or especially, once things started to finally die down. But it looks like that is not going to be the case. And more than just looking like it's not going to be the case, Disney CFO has explicitly stated that that is not going to be the case. Disney reservations are here to stay, which means our days of just casually being like, yeah, you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna go to Disneyland might be officially over. Now, Disney's reasoning behind this was the following quote, which makes sense and in some ways doesn't. I'll explain. When you're a guest in the park and you can't do things, your guest experience and intent to return will go down. If you're having a good time, you're probably inclined to spend more money. They're basically saying when there's less people in the park, wait times are down, and again, you have more time to spend that money. But at the same time, I feel like, isn't that just another reason to bring back like Fast Pass and get rid of Genie Plus? I do understand, the best park days are always the days when it's like, and the park was basically empty. But it's still a bummer, obviously, that we're not going to have that spontaneity of just randomly deciding to go to Disneyland anymore. And even further hammering in the fact that the park's reservation system is here to stay, the CFO literally calls it a key linchpin in Disney's new approach to the parks. Which, if you know what a linchpin is, that means basically everything is riding on that. Not looking good. Not looking good. But now, on a more exciting note, it's time for new merch. New merch. Let's see all the fun things Disney has made for us to spend our money on. All right, first up is this super cute Disneyland Resort photo album. I love this photo album. It is priced at $34.99, and it's not just a photo album, honestly. It looks like it's also part photo album, part scrapbook. From the inside details on the page, they've of course got that Sleeping Beauty's castle pattern going on the inside, but it has places for you to put the photos instead of just a loose sleeve for you to shove them in. And it also has a place for you to write your memories or captions on the side. That could pretty easily be a scrapbook if you just get a couple stickers and put them on there too. Boom. Easy peasy scrapbook, ready to go. This can be found in the Emporium on Main Street, which actually a lot of the new merch drops can be found in the Emporium, which I think is really interesting. So make sure you go through with a keen eye, because I'm sure there are a lot of new items I might have even missed too. Next up is this drop from Wishables Keychains. There are so many keychains in this drop. There are numerous keychains just from The Lion King. That's how many keychains are in this drop. There's a super adorable Steamboat Willie one that's just so cute. I just love the artistic style of it. Like I said, we've got Simba and Rafiki from The Lion King. We've got Maleficent in her dragon form. We've got Snow White looking so precious. And next up is this exclusive ear hat bowl. Yay! Now, I know the phrase ear hat bowl would make absolutely zero sense outside of the Disney community, but I was actually really pleasantly surprised with this design. The price of this is $14.99, and again is exclusive only to Magic Key holders, which is a bummer because it's so cute. You not only get the bowl for this price as well, you are also actually getting an order of French fries or onion rings. Now, it looks like from the pictures I saw, they don't actually come inside of the bowl. It comes separately. Now your bowl is clean on the inside, but still, I want the experience. It's like at a baseball game. I want the giant baseball shaped bowl to eat my chicken tenders out of, okay? Now, I will say the recent Disneyland meeting was not a total bust because the CFO did actually share some exciting news, and that is that character meet and greets are coming back. Yay! It seems like character sightings are finally coming to a close and we can actually greet our characters. I don't know if we're going to be able to like hug them like right out the gate or anything like that. Like I'm sure there's going to still be like some parameters, but at least the rope and the 6 feet apart rule looks like it's coming to a close. And just from being a local, I feel like the knowledge that I have that Anaheim had actually lifted their mask requirement a long time ago, it would make sense that we would see this sooner rather than later, especially because spring break is coming up, which is one of Disney's busiest times and a lot of families are going to be coming. So it would make sense again that Disney kind of wants to give them that magical experience sooner rather than later. Earlier this week, the internet was flooded with images of an overflowing Disney's Hollywood Studios and Epcot. And oh my goodness, I was shocked. I have never in my life seen the parks like this. A cast member that was interviewed for the news, because this again is not just like a silly little, oh, I got water on my shoes. This was just straight up a flood. And they actually interviewed like cast members for the news. One cast member said they had never seen anything like it in their entire 17 years of working at the parks, and I would 100% believe that. Disney is known for keeping their grounds absolutely immaculate. Like you wouldn't let alone see like a weed or a little dandelion in Disneyland that's not supposed to be there. So it was hard for me to think that like where the storm drains just clogged up, that does not sound very Disney at all. But I found out the entire area had actually received a flash flood warning for that night. So it didn't seem like there was anything honestly Disney could do. 4 to 5 inches of rain fell like in a very short window, which again doesn't seem like that much rain like when you're thinking about it, but this ended up like 2 people's ankles. Honestly, on some people even higher. Like there were stories of people's children swimming in it, which to me is too far. Like I get it's like, oh, this is fun to trudge through the waters. This never happens, but like swimming, too far. That's too far. We were having fun. This is too much. This is too much. The Toontown construction walls are finally up and I'm so emotional about it. I love Toontown. I feel so nostalgic for Toontown. Like it was one of my favorite little areas in the park, and I know that Imagineers are gonna take good care of it and transforming it into Centennial Park, and it's not gone forever, but I don't know, I can't help but get a little bit emotional just thinking about it. Now I will say, like any good cartoon wall, these walls had a lot to say. There are so many details that we can find out about Toontown's tune-up, if you will. First off, there's this giant detailed sketch, which obviously is what Centennial Park is going to look like when it's completed, and you can see a lot of detail. Like you can pretty much pick out all of the rides from this as well, which I thought was really cool. Like you can see all the areas and where they are, and I will say it looks like they're utilizing the space a lot better this time around, and I don't know if that's just because they are like physically adding space or they're just like utilizing things better, because a lot of things are kind of in a similar layout, just slightly different. Another super cute thing about this wall is it says it's a product of Chinny Chin Chin Construction, which is a construction company owned by the 3 little pigs, which is just so cute. I love that little detail. And last but not least, there is just like a full-on shout out to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which gave us a lot of insight into what the ride's going to look like. So this ride already exists currently in Florida. So the whole like kind of like setup of the ride is that you're in like a movie theater and you're like walking through and you're going to like go on a little tour or whatever, right? So the theater in Florida that it's modeled after is a Chinese theater, which is in Hollywood. However, we already knew there were going to be major differences in California because the building that they used in Florida was actually a pre-existing building, and they're building an entirely new one for California. But it looks like not only are they doing a new building, they're modeling it after a completely different theater. So this theater is called the El Capi Toon, which is based after the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood that Disney owns. If you've never been to this movie theater, it's really cool. Of course, they're always showing Disney films, but they also have like really interactive elements. Usually they have like costumes for different films in the waiting area. They also just have like, sometimes they'll do like an after party. Like once when I was a kid, not to age myself, but I saw Princess Diaries there, and they did like, after the movie, they had, of course, like all of the gowns from Princess Diaries, which was so cool. But after, you actually got to go to like a princess tea party. So everyone was dressed up in their princess dresses, and they had like the Disney princesses there, and we all had tea, and it was so much fun. Now, it looks like they're actually incorporating these elements of the El Capitan Theater into the El Capi Toon, because they've talked about the fact that in the waiting queue, they're going to have different like costumes and props from these cartoons for people to experience, which again is very different because in Florida, it's all movie posters. But here, again, modeled after the El Capitan Theater, is going to be those like props and costumes, which I think is just such a cute, sweet little detail. Again, from somebody that's actually been to that theater and had like really special memories there. That's all the walls had to say for now, but I will keep you updated as soon as we find anything out. Again, I'm really excited to have this kind of more exclusive look into Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And before I leave you all, here's what to check out the next time you're in the park. So this again was shared on Disney's TikTok, which if you are not following Disneyland on TikTok, honestly, it might be worth just getting a TikTok for. They shared that exclusive video that I shared at the beginning of this video of Minnie at Paris Fashion Week, and I never would have known that Anna Wintour like threw Minnie some shade if I wasn't following them on TikTok. Not to casually brag, but if you go and watch that TikTok video of Minnie at the Stella McCartney fashion show, you will see my comment as the top liked comment on the video, which was literally me just calling out like Anna Wintour's reaction because I thought it was so funny. Back on topic, next time you're in the park, be sure to check out this new detail in the Haunted Mansion queue. They have completely revamped the garden from Disney's Pet Cemetery, and they have added different plants surrounding the graves that like actually have details or puns based on the situation. I'm gonna walk you through them. So there's Stripey the skunk. So this obviously is a skunk, so what they did is they planted garlic nearby so that you can get a whiff of like a type of like stink smell, if you will. So this specific type of garlic is called society garlic. I don't know if that's supposed to make it like stinkier or not. Maybe I just haven't smelled like an actual garlic bulb in a while, but I feel like uncooked garlic doesn't really smell. Next to the grave of Buddy the dog is a plant titled Angel Wings, which I think is so sweet. Like what a cute little send off to man's best friend. Next to Old Bait the Frog is a giant leopard plant, which to many people, myself included because I know absolutely nothing about plants, looks like lily pads, which is perfect for a frog. And next to the cat, they have catnip, which I feel like is a pretty silly, a little bit un-Disney thing to plant next to the cat, you know, if you know, you know. Next to Rosie the pig, they have a very special flower called Pig Squeak, which I think is so funny. Something that's so cool about this plant especially is that it actually gives out a lot of different colors throughout the different times of the year, which is really cool. And last but not least, next to the rabbit is purple cabbage, which may reveal to us some of its former eating habits. And that's all the ones that I have personally found so far. Let me know if you find some others in the comments. And again, it's a detail that could be very easily missed if you don't have a green thumb. All right, friends, thank you so much for letting me add a little extra magic to your day. I will see you all very soon. Bye.